When I first started making music or electronic music, it was more to do with just escaping from the mundane of day-to-day life. That's what music making was for me, and that's where, you know, that's what inspired me.
Yeah, so the development of this collaboration was particularly interesting. We sat down with Boiler Room a couple of years ago now and basically came up with a dream list of like electronic artists we'd like to work with, and Darren was right at the top. Just the way he produces his music, like the delicacy there is in the music, the detail there is in the music, really excited us.
It's really fascinating actually to hear trained acoustic musicians, how they communicate with one another, and myself in the middle of that. At times there's been like, I've heard all this information cross by my way, and then I'm sort of start looking at my computer, just pretty much programming the conversations I'm hearing. Oh, I heard that, maybe if I, you know, I've got loads of different sketches and ideas on my computer, so I'll just pull stuff out and start pulling stuff in, and then when we actually get to rehearsing it, it's like I've already created a map of what the conversation was about, and then somehow the artists find a way to sort of work around that.
Everyone's interested in exploring further new sounds, the new hybrid colours that we can create through Actors Electronics, our acoustic instrumentation, and just building new tracks from that, and revisiting previous versions of existing tracks and looking to spin out new ideas from those, stretch the sound worlds. And for the Barbican show that's coming up, there's a new visual element to that as well. There's an installation from Universal Assembly Unit which is looking to, in a way, capture and physicalize the sound world of the record.
I think, yeah, let's say that if we go back to A and we loop those two bars. Go on to like where
The beginning there on the semiquavers. Yeah, B.
My favourite part of working on this album with Actress was the track Gallia Beat, and it was co-written by me, Sam Wilson and Darren. He also remixed the track, and it was just a really spontaneous way of working.
Yeah, the driving force behind creating the album really was just the experience of working live together. So the workshop process was quite long. So we're giving Darren like a collection of acoustic sounds that he could work with, and some of the material he was coming up with was just incredible. So we thought it was really important to get it on an album.
The recording process was interesting in that it was almost deconstructing the material from the first few shows, recording each instrumental line individually, then sending those stems to Actress, and he would then reconstitute in a way those tracks and have complete control over the processing of the individual lines. And that's how we've arrived at the record LAGEOS, which is in a lot of senses quite far removed from our starting point of the original Barbican show.
We already performed at the Barbican a year ago, and it was just felt like a natural progression to come back to it and visit it with some new material as well.
In terms of the Barbican, you have to factor that into the composition as well. The space that this is inhabiting, I've tried to transplant that into the music as well. For me, it was important to consider that space. People arrive in, what do they see? When they go into it, what do they feel? And then once they actually get to their seats and in front of the orchestra, are you continuing that sort of experience for them as well?